Hey, what's up, guys? Do you want to make your homes a smart home? Do you want to be able to control your lights with your cell phone? Well, today I'm going to show you what I've been doing. I've rewired my whole house, not rewired. I've changed a lot of the switches in my house to this. This is the Lutron Caseta. It's a really good system that works with Google, works with Apple, and it's super simple to change. I've purchased other brands before, and I had a lot of trouble changing them. It simply didn't work well. Either the Wi-Fi didn't connect, or the switch just doesn't switch on and off the lights easily. But with Lutron Caseta, what you get is a very easy setup, and combine it with the hub. You can easily control all your lights from your phone. Doesn't matter what phone you have, Apple, Android, they all work just really well, and it works with a lot of different light bulbs and everything. So I have here in my office here a normal single pole switch, and it's a dimmer. So I'm going to be replacing this with the Lutron Caseta. This is also a dimmer switch, so it works just as well. But I will be able to turn the lights on and off if I'm not in the office. Let's say I'm in the basement and I want to switch off the lights, I can do that, or if I'm outside. So first off, I'm going to go down to the basement. This is very important. Go to the panel and make sure you switch off the panel, the breaker that's for the switch that you're doing. So just I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back and show you the next steps. Okay, so I've just turned off the breaker. I'm going to give you one tip, a trick. If you're by yourself, what you can do is, if you're on Apple devices, you can actually FaceTime yourself from, let's say, an iPad. Leave the iPad in the room with the lights on, and you go downstairs and to try the different breakers. That will be an easiest way for you to determine which breaker is for the outlet or the switch that you're working on, because sometimes the panel is not very clearly labeled. But if your house is clearly labeled, then switch off the power, and then let's get started. I'm going to open this up, and then I'm going to show you how to rewire this to the smart switch. Okay, so I took off the faceplate, and inside there's two more screws that we need to take out. So just take these two screws out, and you should be able to just slowly pull out the old switch. Okay, so I have the old switch pulled out. This old dimmer could have been used for a three-way switch, and that's why there's an extra wire here. If you had an old dimmer, there's extra wire, don't worry about it, just leave it. And then what you will find is some bundles of wire. The white one is called the neutral wire. The nice thing about the Caseta dimmer switch, this is the dimmer switch, is that it does not require a neutral wire. So it works for older homes. A lot of the older homes don't have neutral wire, so it will work with that. And the other nice thing about it is, you see these two black wires? It doesn't matter which one they connect to. So in the typical box, you will have this is called the hot wire. So this is where electricity comes in, goes through the dimmer, and it goes out to the light. So that's the load wire. I can tell because these two seem to be getting taking power from whichever one that's coming in and feeding it to I think maybe an outlet or somewhere. But this red wire, usually from the old dimmers, they usually go to the low, which is your light. So this one goes here. The nice thing about the Caseta dimmer is it doesn't matter which one you connect to. So either one of this can connect to the load or the hot wire, and it will still work. And that's what makes it really easy to install. That's why you don't need to test which one is your hot wire. You just go to the panel, switch off, connect these two, take this out, connect the black ones to these two. And then the green wire is your ground wire, which will go to, if you look inside the box, that screw right there, that's where the green wire is. Right now, this old dimmer has a ground wire as well. So it's going there. I'm just gonna pull that out, put this green wire where that screw is, reconnect these two, and then I'm gonna leave this alone, tuck it back in, and then that's it, that's done. So I'm gonna show you now. Okay, I've got the first step done. So this is the Caseta smart dimmer. You can see that, and I've got the ground wire connected to expose nut screw in the wall box. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect, see it has a 2 black wire, one to the load, and then I'm going to connect this one to the hot wire where electricity will come in. All right, so make sure you switch off the panel before you touch any wire. I don't want you to get shocked, but that's it. So we connect this, and then we got a working switch. Okay, sorry, one step I forgot to tell you is I want to show you the tools that you're going to need for doing the switch. You will need a screwdriver, preferably a multi-head screwdriver, so you can change the screwdriver bit. Okay, so I've got a few. This one comes with I think 6 or 7 bit. You could get a electricity tester, so this will tell you if you open up the box, if you're not sure, you can touch the wire. It will tell you if there's electricity, if they're live wires, so this thing will turn red. But I switch off the power, so you don't need that. You need a plier, preferably a flat nose plier. This is for twisting the wirings together. So this is how I'm connecting these 2 wires, and I would use the this plier to twist them, make sure they're tightly connected. And then lastly, a flashlight. Because most of the time you're switching off the lights, you may not be able to see, so a flashlight will come in very handy. And then one more thing is electrical tape. I'm going to show you what I do with it, but let's get back to the switch installation. So I've connected the, this is the hot wire with one of the black wire, and this is going to the load. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a wire nut, to slide it in and turn it to make sure they are connected properly and no wire will touch other parts of either the box or another wire. So this is tightly done. The next thing I suggest you to do is now go down to the breaker and switch on the power so you can test it, but make sure there's nothing exposed here where you're working, and there's no no exposed wire. If there's anything, make sure no one touches it. Turn on the breaker and just test the light, see if it works. You can turn it on and off to make sure it works. I know mine will work, so I'm gonna continue closing it up, and then we're gonna test it. But for you, if you're not sure, if it's your first time doing it, you can test out the lights right now. So let's pretend they work, and then the next step is to use the electrical tape to properly wrap around these joints, because what happens is when you are putting this all back inside, we don't want the wire to get loose or come out and lose contact. We want all these wire and the wire nut to stay put while we're putting the whole thing back into the box. So put some wire electrical tape around it, and that will secure this connection here. All right, so once you're done, they should look like this. I've got electrical tape tightly wound around the connection to make sure the wires don't slip out, these wire nuts don't turn or get loosened, don't move back. This was from the builder. It wasn't wrapped, so I wrapped that as well. So now no metal parts is going to touch any other metal parts, which is what we want. Now then next thing is we can carefully tuck these wire back into the box. It might be a little bit hard, but that's okay. They should all fit. The other nice thing about this Caseta is they are a little bit thinner than the other ones that I purchased from other brands. The other brands are a little bit thicker, so harder to put back into. But this is it shouldn't be too hard to put back in. The wires might be a little hard, so you just have to, you know, tuck them up into the corner and all that. And then I'm gonna put this back. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put screws on this hole here to secure them. So I'll show you that. Okay, so I've got the light switch put back. Basically, we put these two screws back and it'll hold the switch in place. These fins here are removable. If you don't remove them, they can carry more load. Like this switch can control a bit more load. But if I had another switch here, I may have to remove these, or this is in the middle of a triple switch. I will have to remove both sides and it will affect a little bit the load. So make sure if your middle switch controls a lot of lights, this control up to like 27 lights. But if it controls a lot of lights, make sure that you move that switch maybe to the side so that you only need to do one side. Or best yet is to leave them if you have enough room to leave these fins. So the next step is to put this back, the faceplate, and you've got yourself a switch, a smart switch. But it also works by itself as a normal switch. The up and down, the dimming still works. You don't have to use the smart feature, but if you choose to, you get the bridge, or they have a starter kit that comes with that bridge. I'm going to show you that bridge. So here we have that little bridge. It's a very small device that you connect it to your router, and then it has a power. And this will essentially talk to the light switch and tell it to, like all the switch in your house, to tell them to go on or off. This is the brain behind the whole thing. And so to program the hub, all you have to do is download the Lutron app in the app and say, I want to add a switch. And once you do that, you will see actually all the switch in your house. They will start flashing green, and you just hold down the down button for a few seconds. And then this switch will tell the hub that, hey, I'm here. And then you can add it, and then you can name it, what room it is, what switch, what does it control, and that way you can turn it on and off in the app easily by looking at the name. So that's it. That's how the whole setup is. It's very simple. Now, this also works for a 3-way or 4-way switch. The way they do it is with a remote, and let me show you. So the Caseta, you can get a remote, and this remote can be wall mounted, or it can go into a spot of another switch. So let's say this light could be controlled somewhere else. All I have to do is put this inside, pair this remote. It's actually a freestanding remote, it's all by itself. Pair this with this light, and then the remote will tell the switch to go on or off. And the wiring inside, they have instruction of how you can rewire the remote switch, or the switch that's the remote that's replacing the switch. What you do with the wiring inside, they have instruction to show you. It's very easy. Basically, you bundle all the wires together and just put a wire nut on it, so it stays always on. And then the remote will control the master switch to tell the lights to go on and off. It's simple as that. Okay. Okay, so I just went down to turn on the breaker, and as you can see, the switch is working now. So I can switch off. You can see the lights go off, and then the lights come back on. And the dimmer works just as well. You see a little LED going down. And then this switch When it's off, you can just press up and it will be the dimmest level. So at nighttime, you don't want it to full blast, you can just do that. So that's how you install a single pole which is one light controlling one switch controlling the light. That's how you install it. It's very simple, easy to do, and I've pretty much done most of my house. And so if you feel confident, give it a try. But definitely, if you don't think you're up for it, hire a professional, hire an electrician to do that for you. But this is a really wonderful system. It works with a lot of different phone and set up different programs, and there are a lot of things you can do with it. Like you can program, let's say if you're going to bed, you on your phone, you just hit one icon, and all the lights that you tell it to turn off, it will all turn off. You can set it like as a scene. They have other functions as well. So explore, have fun. This is just a fun video I thought I put out to show you how easy it is. You can turn your home into a little smarter home. All right, take care. Bye for now.